Welcome to Midwest Paranormal Presents Paranormal Soup. I'm your host, Jason Bland. Tonight, we're doing another show on ITC research, and I have a special guest, and I'm very excited to have Keith Weldon of Chill Seekers. We belong to his ITC collective, Steve Huff, Keith Weldon. They started this group. We're going to talk about that tonight. Of course, we're going to have our World Wide Web of Weird. Got a couple things to show about that, and we'll be with you in just one moment. All right, I'm excited to do another ITC show. It's a big passion of mine. I know it is a big passion for my fellow investigator, Judy. She seems to go out there and buy every app I tell her to wait to buy. But we're going to talk about that tonight. I got some other news to talk about, too, as well. And then our special guest, Keith Weldon. So let me get my guest up here going. All right, let me unmute them. Keith, Judy, you there?
Yes, I am.
Great to have you. I was very excited. It was kind of last minute. Keith said, let me look at what Sunday I can get available. And then I think it was yesterday. He's like, I'm available this Sunday. I'm like, great, for my 13th episode. Oh, what could go wrong? One thing that did is there's a double post of this show. I hope people are getting to this live show. It has two posts for it. It's the top post. So if anybody watching has another friend watching and they're like, I can't get on it, tell them to go to the top link. Hopefully it should take everybody to my live feed. So, all right, tonight we're going to start off with our World Wide Web of Weird. So I'm going to get my screen share back up. Keith, you're welcome to comment on these few things I have. I actually keeping my World Wide Web of Weird kind of short tonight because I got you on, and I want to be able to talk. You got a lot of videos I would like to show from Chill Seekers, and that's what we also want to talk about. Keith is from, where are you from, California? What town?
Modesto, California.
Modesto, California, and you're part of Chill Seekers, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's a paranormal investigation group, and you do a lot of research and investigating at haunted locations, and you do ITC work, right, at your home?
Yeah, I test out equipment and whatnot here at the house.
All right, I can't wait to show. I've watched a lot of your videos, so I'm excited to show those tonight. So, all right, let's get the World Wide Web of Weird running up here. Get my screen share back. I have a few things to talk about tonight. Like I said, I want to keep the World Wide Web of Weird short, so we have some time. Also might do an open lines tonight through Skype, and I'll give that Skype ID out in a little bit. But on the World Wide Web of Weird, I always get that wrong. We got a couple things. I always cover crypto, UFO, and ghost. We're going to start off crypto. I only got one thing on crypto tonight. This was a juvenile Bigfoot. I'm trying to remember where the location was. I had to look this up. In Great North. Here, let me pause it. Great North analysis of Timber Giant Bigfoot video, Interactive Shadows. This is from December 7th of 2015. Several viewers believe they see a Sasquatch.
Police report. It should be the garage behind the house. The subject has been cut down.
Somebody else is joining here. Oh, hey, Joshua.
Yeah, that's me. I got to figure out how to mute that.
Okay. This is our president of Myers joining us. But we're talking about the first video on the World Wide Web of Weird. This is a Sasquatch juvenile. Now, I've watched this. I don't know. We'll see. Let everybody. I always show videos. Just because I show a video doesn't mean I believe it's real. I let the viewers decide. So let's take a look at it. They think it's over here in the corner. I think this is the mama, this is the little one. But like if Todd was here tonight, in which he isn't sadly because his mom's in the hospital, our guest photographer, and he calls himself the skeptical asshole. Well, he's a great guy though. He's not that big of a skeptic. He would point out again, grainy quality footage, of course. It always has to be the grainiest, crappiest quality footage. And if it looks too real, then we also go fake. But
it looks like birds to me.
Yeah, it was really brilliant. But I saw this going up around social media, and I thought, okay, this will be my Bigfoot video of the night. But man, it just doesn't get any crappier looking than this. It's pretty blurry. Like, let's zoom in and see some more blurry blocks.
It looks like it could be a bear or something to me.
Yeah, it looks like a bear.
Your bears are a big misidentification for Bigfoot. For people, scary, and you take a quick pictures and you run away. And I saw Bigfoot. That's usually how it works. I'm not I believe Bigfoot exists. I do. We talked about this the other, I think this last episode I had the MUFON and Kevin Malick on. We talked about how alien sightings and Bigfoot sightings are connected and how they could be interdimensional and get going down that rabbit hole and gets really crazy. But it could be an explanation for why these things you'll never find a body of them, and nobody gets any definitive proof, or we're just all crazy and there's just no such thing as Bigfoot. I don't know. All right, so this next thing, my Aunt Joan sent me this message. I guess she watches the show. She sends me a message. She goes, "Have you seen this?" And actually, she caught me on one. I hadn't seen it yet. It was brand new. It was from Australia. I'm going to pull this up from Third Phase of the Moon. This is one of their videos, but I'm going to skip through part of it. I just want to get to the footage of it. It's just a photo. They do a lot of talking about it and that. But I do want to test out and make sure. Can you guys hear the audio from this video?
Social media.
Can you hear the audio?
Now that's what it's all about. People want to share their
Okay,
UFO
good.
stories, their encounters, their discoveries. Third Phase of the Moon. Blake Cousins here. We're going to go over what we get on Facebook on a daily basis.
And that is true. I watch Facebook and all these other sites for UFOs, and there's a ton of sightings in the last few months. Videos of UFOs have been popping up everywhere lately, it seems like. But let me get to this one. Let me get to the main one. Mute yourself. There we go. Okay. Crazy kids in the background. All right, so my Aunt Joan sends me this picture. She goes, "Have you seen this yet?" And I'm like, no, I haven't. And the next thing you know, boom, it's all over social media. This was taken in Australia. Don't have much more of a story on it. I'm looking at it, but it looks like a big freaking mothership. What's interesting is there's a similar one. This was done August 10th. This was taken. Well, I knew of one. I thought she was showing me. I was like, wait, I have seen this. No. There's one in Michigan that's very similar. That was taken on the 2nd. So I'm going to pull that video up. I'll go back to the other picture. I can get it loaded up to see the comparisons again. This one appeared before a storm in Michigan, and the one in Australia appeared before a storm. Any connection? I don't know. You'll see it right up here. This is the actual full shot of it. Let's get rid of the ad. So I was taking pictures of clouds when suddenly I see mysterious lights in the sky. Show you here, Saginaw, Michigan. It looks so similar to the one that was shot in Australia. I said, first thought it was a lightning effect. No. There's a contrast they show of it. Very round, very almost the same shape as the one in Australia. It's got to be pretty big, whatever it is. Reminds me of something out of Close Encounters of the Third Kind. So saw that. Let's go back to the Australia one really quick. Should be right there. Fast forward to that. Oh no, it took away my Australia one. Don't do that. There it is. I show Australia one more time. See that they're very similar. If it wants to load.
I'm working
After the ad. This is one thing, Keith. If you ever decide to do a show on Google Hangouts, guess what? You're going to be advertising for everybody else.
Lifestyle and lean cuisines really changed me, so I can eat the way I want to eat.
Feed your family.
And you don't get paid for it.
Lean cuisine.
And like I've said about third phase of the moon, they put stuff, they put everything out there. Doesn't, you know, they are non-discriminate. If it's fake or not, they'll put it out there. They've been criticized for that. I probably get criticized for it too, but like I said, just because I show it doesn't mean I believe it. I'm just throwing what's out there and talking about it. All right, here we go. So to me, very similar in shape. Now this one's got more of a glowing bottom to it, but very similar in shape. You can see the lightning. It was during a storm. You know, these are only 8 days apart, and you know, this is Australia, and the other one's Michigan. So I thought that was pretty cool. Have you seen these at all, Keith?
I just recently saw this one that you have up.
Yeah, this one is popular. The Michigan one I caught on my own. I haven't seen that in any feeds. I get on YouTube and look up, you know, I'll put in 2015 August UFO and see what comes up. So that's how
I saw these too, both of them. They're so amazing. They're like almost too good to be real. You'd think something that big, that clear would be all over the news.
Well, here's the crux of it. Either it's a very blurry, crappy image like Todd always complains about, and we're like, God, can't they get a better shot? Or they get a really great shot, and we're like, oh, that looks too good to be true.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, it could be true, but wouldn't it be all over the news? I mean, that is...
This one, actually, I saw this come up on Yahoo News. I don't remember who posted it. It was Huffington Post. No, it wasn't Huffington Post. Somebody did put a little article about this on Yahoo News, so it made a little bit of the news. There are big UFOs that make news. I mean, there's the San Francisco lights and stuff. I showed them.
They're pretty amazing, these two. They really are. One thing, not these wouldn't apply, but I was thinking the other day, a lot of these that people are starting to see all the time now, there's so many of these drones all over the place.
You know, I mentioned that with when we first showed the San Francisco.
My dad got them, and he's got little ones, he's got huge ones, and they fly really high, you know.
Oh yeah, and I don't know if Judy, you got to see the episode I did with last week, because that was all, you know, I had a MUFON member on, Kevin Malik.
Yeah.
We talked about a lot about that and about the differences. And there's a big sighting in Madrid, Spain. Well, when they show the close-up shot, you see little wings on these things. I'm like, that looks like drones.
Yeah.
But I mean, if there were drones, that's an expensive. Some of these things, there's so many of these things flying around. I mean, somebody's got to put a lot of money into that. Drones are not cheap.
No, my dad's got about 6 of them.
And that whole thing, you know, I pointed out the San Francisco sighting, what was that, back in May or March, I can't remember. That was so different lights, different shapes, huge in that, you know, it was pointed out this could be drones, but man, if it's drones, man, somebody spent a lot of money because they got all kinds of different drones going on with some very intense bright lights. Possible. It's possible.
They got drones now that they got hooked up to shoot guns. Like one kid got in trouble for that.
Oh, jeez. That's just great.
Yeah, that was on the news. His professor helped him develop it, but it was the drone flying around shooting.
So now we have to worry about active shooters with drones.
Mm-hmm.
That is scary. I know we got to worry about peeping toms of drones. You know, talk about the guy that shot up the road out of the sky because it was peeping toms. All right, on the ghost front, trying to get the article up, but I want to mention this. I saw an article about, oh, God, I wish I could find it. Let me see if I can find it. But I'm going to read the article really quick if I can find it. I was trying to find it before the show, and I was like, crap, what did I do with it? Let me see if I can find it. Oh, here we go. Okay. Keith, if you don't know anything about Paranormal Soup, we get serious at times, and we're a very lighthearted show at times, and we have some fun. So this article, and is Kaylee still in the room?
No, she's gone.
Okay, good, because sometimes the show is not the best for children. If this loads and I can read it, I'm trying to remember the title. It's not totally loading here. I'll see. Oh, here we go. Man convinces woman her vagina is haunted and tries to rid ghosts with Hung.
Yeah, I had that one. I shared that on Facebook.
And of course, his first name is like Hong or like Hung.
Yeah.
Was arrested in Guangdong province earlier this month after he convinced A Xin that he could remove evil spirits from her vagina by having sexual intercourse. After the bizarre incident, Xin called police the following day, and Joanne was promptly arrested. The victim allegedly claimed the self-described ghost hunter because she needed help seducing her boss, who she had a crush on. Then, Jejun allegedly pitched the unorthodox exorcism idea, according to reports multiple times. Xin, an employee of a spice shop, was so infatuated with her boss that she sought Jejun for help because she wanted her employer to be with her. According to Xin, she claimed that Jejun could help the two fall in love by giving her an exorcism with his penis. Met in a hotel room so that Jejun could perform the exorcism. While in the room, he had Xin stripped nude so he could examine her naked body. Jejun then convinced Xin that he needed to have sex with her and that it was the only way to get rid of the evil spirits. Jejun claimed that his penis would banish the ghosts, preventing Xin and her boss from falling in love. Jejun insists that he never had sex with Xin and that he can't get an erection due to diabetes. He's currently in jail awaiting trial in Guangdong. I can't pronounce that. Whatever. But let me just say, for all those listeners out there, if somebody, a ghost hunter, says he can exercise you with his penis, he cannot. Beware. But I don't think that's happening in America. Only overseas, I'm hoping. So that was my... So that's the ghost front. And one other thing I'm going to pull up. I want to talk a little bit tonight. We're going to get into ITC and that. And I wanted to talk about this for a while. People have been posting a lot of videos about the Xbox One Connect picking up ghosts. I remember before Xbox One, even when the Connect came out for the 360, people are saying they're having it pick up other images, because you see the 360, you'd see the infrared image, and people would see stuff in there that they couldn't explain. Well, now the Connect One, or the Connect for the Xbox One, has a lot more to it. It's actually got some really great cameras built in it, motion tracking, and that you can hook this up to your computer. Now, Keith, you've done this, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I got your video ready. So I saw this, I was going through this, and this is before I asked you to be on the show, and I was like, I should give him a shout out and see if he'd ever want to be on the show when I was watching this video, because I wanted to talk about this, and here you are. All right, so we'll pull up Keith's video here, and I got a couple other ones.
Keith Weldon of Chill Seekers, and today I just wanted to share with you a clip from one of our investigations where we used a Kinex camera and captured some amazing evidence. So Good Day Sacramento called us out to investigate an antique store in Rockland, California. The owner had a feeling that an old antique couch was haunted and had a spirit attachment to it. There was a lot of weird feelings and stuff surrounding the couch. So anyway, we went out there and we set up a Kinex camera facing the couch, and at first we didn't really get anything until the owner started playing some old music on one of those really old antique record players that you hand crank. Once she started doing that, it seemed like the activity in the room started picking up. And anyway, I'll just go ahead and show you the clip right now.
On this investigation, we brought along a new piece of equipment, a Kinex cam hooked up to a laptop running motion capturing software. This depth cam will map out any figure that it picks up. After a while of not getting anything on the camera, we captured a figure standing above and behind the couch. This figure showed up after the music was put on, and it appears to be dancing.
It's totally dancing.
And then it has that figure over there. Looks like it's dancing. Like literally
Showed up to right when she put on the music.
What was the music you were playing?
I forgot the record, but it's just some old-timey music. I don't know.
It sounded like something old time or whatever. So, all right, I'm going to play here.
got some rhythm and like
Oh yeah. Hey, this is a beat, man.
tapping the toes.
Yeah.
After the music gets turned off, this figure appears once again.
It's like it's tired, man.
Sitting on the couch, leaning back with its arm hanging over the side.
Wow, wore out from dancing. That's incredible.
Shine away. Yeah. Oh my God. Come on, you guys, you're freaking me out.
Exactly what
She did it right as you said it, dude. I feel it. Shine away. Yeah. Oh my God.
It's like it's reaching out to her, man.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's losing its body form while it's trying to do it, though. Like it had a full body form, and like it's losing it.
But I imagine it's probably hard to map.
Yeah.
An invisible entity.
Yeah. The fact that it does it at all is crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's like holding her hand.
I saw this when you first released it, and I was like, this is incredible.
What was weird about that too is
ask her brother.
her arm. Like we didn't tell her that it was touching her arm,
so she did. That's crazy. You can see right here. It's it's still doing it. She's sitting down. And it's like trying to still hold her hand.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She's like scooting closer to you. Oh, she's looking you.
The spirit hug.
Wow. Now, did she feel anything while it was happening?
She totally felt.
The footage in Rockland is probably some of the best.
Did she felt like something might have been touching her, or?
Totally, yeah. She's one of our psychic investigators that goes with us, and she totally got emotional. She felt.
I can tell.
When it was holding her hand, we told her it looks like it's kind of holding your hand or your wrist, and she's like, no, it's holding my arm. I can feel it. And if you look on there, you can see it's like clearly has her like forearm. And we thought that was interesting. And then the hug, it was like we told it like, ask her for a hug. And it's like right when she says like, can I have a hug? It hugs her.
That's crazy. I mean, this is some. When I first saw this, I've seen a number of Xbox that's Kinect footage, but I think you have one of the best that I've seen. I've seen.
I wanted to ask Keith how that works with the Kinect.
You want to go ahead and explain that, Keith? I've actually not done it, but I've read up on it. I'll let you explain it since you've actually done it.
Yeah, I don't know all the technical information about it, but I know that basically what it does is it shoots out like a infrared grid. Basically, just like if you look through an infrared camera, you'll see it's just like a bunch of green dots, and basically it detects a like humanoid figure, I'm guessing, and it'll map it out like a stick figure for all the different parts. And I mean, basically that's my understanding of it. What was I gonna say?
Done with an Xbox?
Well, no, you're not plugged into a computer, right?
Yeah, it comes with the Xbox. It's used to control the games, like with your body. But you can take it and just hook it up to your laptop and run some software and use it that way. A lot of people use it to create animations and video games and stuff. They can capture like human movements. That's pretty much what it's used for.
Yeah, what they did is they gave it out so developers could make more games for the Kinect. Because Xbox is just not getting a lot done with the Kinect, but the Ghost Hunters picked up on this and decided to experiment with this. Let's see, I'll play a couple other. See, so you guys get an idea that what Keith is doing here is, it's not any fakery or trickery. There's other people that are doing this out there too.
Yeah.
Got another one.
I just want everyone to see this on that Connect setting, and it's picking up something else in my room.
This one, it just shows another person. Like, it should be another person there. This doesn't have great footage. Let me see. I got another one. Hold on. Oh, this is a Mark Twain house. Hold on. Here's a good one. And I believe this is this is an actual person here. It's mapping, but it's mapping this little person right here.
Yeah. I wish they had do they show like a wider shot or anything?
I think they pan over, but that's the one thing. That's what I loved about your video is that, you know, we get the whole shot. They're shooting this off their video screen. They didn't have as good of a setup as you did. So we could actually see the shot, not just the screen. So I think you have one of the best videos out there of the Connect. I mean, because of how you did it and because of the interaction. And she gets interaction here just like she did. But, you know, it's not as great as your video because, you know, you don't see the person.
Yeah.
But it's very similar. I mean.
Yeah, it is. It's very interesting with the Connect's camera. I think we're going to see a lot more of that in the future. Like, definitely.
I'm trying to get my wife. I got an Xbox One recently, but without a Connect, I'm like, oh, I want to get a Connect, even though I don't want to use any games for it. I just want it to be able to do.
Just, I don't even have an Xbox One, but I bought it. Just the camera.
Let's see. We got one more piece of footage. I think I pulled up with Connect. This was a weird looking one. I wish they, like you said, they would show you.
You know, when we first saw the Connect use it was on Ghost Adventures. They were at the Tuolumne Hospital.
Yeah, I remember that. I've seen
like, where it like stabs Nick's stomach and he like feels it at the same time.
Yeah, that's why I was curious if that, you know, she had felt anything when that happened.
Yeah, she definitely did.
That's so cool. Let me see. I'm trying to remember this one. This one looks like a stripper pole. I'm just saying. It does. I don't know what that is there, but I don't think they got some crazy action going on with the ghost.
Wave to me. Just wave. Okay. Wave.
$1,000.
And it's gone. And it's back. I'm going to pan so you can see that there's no one else over there with her. No one's on my curtain.
So it's a light from her curtain. It looked like a pool.
Yeah, like tower pool.
Is it still there? All right, that's one of our dogs.
I mean, in theory, it should not be picking anybody up like that.
Scan, close.
No. You know, we have gotten false readings though before.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, it's possible. I mean, it's the same thing with the thermal imaging camera. If you use one of those, it can pick up, you know, there's been stuff, you know, they'll pick up reflections and stuff that'll look like something completely weird or crazy. And
yeah.
It's kind of a similar concept. All right, let me get the screen share off. This is my part of my World Wide Web of Weird ghost segment I wanted to talk about, was the Connect stuff, and it just happened that I was going to show your video, and now you're on. All right, let me get back to us. But I do want to try. If I ever get the money and convince my wife, she's totally in it. She's an investigator too. She wants to try to set it up. I've talked to her about it, and I want to try to do it. Get the Connect set up. But first, I want to, I want people to know more about Keith here. I'm sure you got some of his people that know Keith are already watching, but I get a lot of views after the show broadcast. So Keith Weldon here. Go ahead and tell us, how did you get into the being a paranormal investigator?
Well, basically it all started about 3 years ago or so. Me and Carissa, who's my girlfriend, and also the lead investigator of Chill Seekers, which is the group we started, we went on an anniversary getaway.
Wow.
And we decided to go to a haunted hotel.
Awesome.
And Yeah. So, we were into the paranormal. We watched some of the shows. We kind of did our own little online research of it and stuff. So we're like, okay, let's get a few pieces of equipment. Let's get a recorder, a full spectrum camera, a couple other things, and let's go and let's see if we can get any evidence ourselves. So we go, and like a lot of people that investigate, they know that a lot of times you don't really know if you got anything. You go, you do your EVP sessions, you might not hear, feel, or experience anything, but you get home and you start listening to some recordings, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah, you get that first EVP when you first start doing. You're like, oh my god, I actually got something.
Exactly.
Like,
oh my god, you hear that?
You're another paranormal couple. I've had a number of people now. This is my 13th episode. Let's not have any bad luck. But I've had a couple, now paranormal couples on the show. People who met sometimes doing this, or people who had this interest and got into it together. Me and my wife, we had first date and we were met for each other because we were into all this weird stuff. And my mom, for our anniversary, bought us classes through a college for paranormal research. So that's how we got into it. So it's cool that you guys do that together. It's a rare, I wouldn't say it's a rare thing, but actually running into a lot of these couples. But I think it's a very special thing that you have somebody you can do it with.
Yeah, makes it a little bit more interesting too.
Yeah. So her name's Carissa, right?
Yeah. What's that?
Your girlfriend's name's Carissa?
Carissa, yes.
So yeah, I think I friended her on Facebook too when I saw her on the ITC Collective, and then I just see her in the videos and stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, that's the same person.
Yeah.
Figured that out. Well, that's very cool. So you guys started Chill Seekers together, kind of. That's what happened.
Yes. Like I said, after that first investigation and actually getting some evidence or whatever, we were hooked. we wanted to go back on the next one, and we brought some friends with us, and it just took off from there. We decided we wanted to document our investigations, with video and put it out like a show, like a web show format. So that's how we started it. And if you go back and watch our videos, you can pretty much see the evolution and journey that we've been on since the beginning.
Well, I got some videos ready. I made a whole feed ready tonight of your posts and of Chill Seeker stuff. Now, I don't have the whole episodes up because they're like 16 to 20 minutes long.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I got a lot of your clips from your episodes and stuff that you guys posted from your investigations. So some interesting stuff I can't wait to show. So we'll get into that. Also want to talk about me, Judy. We're part of the ITC Collective. How did that come about? I'm very interested to know, how did you guys come up to say, let's start this ITC Collective? And for anybody who doesn't know, ITC is Instrumental Trance Communications, all about using electronic devices to communicate with the dead, like Spirit Box is being the main format for that. How did you come up with doing that?
Well, I'm friends with Steve Huff, as many of you know who that is.
Talked about him quite a bit on the show.
Yeah, and we were very much into ITC, ghost boxes, all that. So we wanted to create a group of like-minded individuals that are into that sort of thing, people who build ghost boxes or research or whatever, and we wanted to make a group where it was, how do I say it, drama-free.
No, exactly.
It's kind of a hard thing to do on Facebook because it seems like drama goes everywhere, but
no.
There's a lot of groups where it's just like if you show a piece of evidence or whatever, it's just like you get completely demolished or, ridiculed or whatever, and a lot of people just feel like they don't have enough, I don't know how to put it, experience or skill level to
post. Yeah, they're going to get ripped to shreds is what they feel like.
Yeah, so we wanted to make a place where it was, we don't want to just allow anything to be put out there, but we wanted to make a place where if you're into the ITC, whatever skill level, You're not going to be ridiculed or put down or anything like that. You can come and learn from other people and just be in the group environment.
Yeah, I talked about this. I've had Dave Calderon on my show, and he's a member of the ITC Collective. And I talked him into it. I said, hey, have you seen this whole Steve Huff ITC Collective thing going on? And he said, yeah, it looks cool. I want to try to get on. I'm like, you should, because they're talking about being no drama. He was on a Facebook page posting a bunch of his stuff from his Andy's box that he had, and he had some really good stuff. But the people on this site are very skeptical, very hard on you, and it was not just the people on the page. It was actually the admins of the page ripping him apart, like just cutting him down. People would be posting like, oh yeah, I hear it, and he would be pretty much most of the time good about not doing untagged. Yeah, he wouldn't tag his stuff. You try not to, and warn people, like, if you don't want to hear what it says, don't listen to the rest of this video. And a lot of people would say, I heard it without you tagging it, totally. And the admins would be like, I don't hear anything. Use a Faraday cage. Your evidence isn't legit. Stop posting. And then they finally booted him off. So it was around the same time you guys came out with the ITC Collective that he went through this. And I actually got into the drama, and I don't like to, where I just basically said, listen, what are you doing here? If you're not going to... you don't hear anything, or you think it's not legit what he's doing, then maybe we should just give up on Spirit Box evidence altogether, if that's how you feel. Your Spirit Box stuff seems to be fine. You don't have any problem with it, but he posts his stuff and you rip it to shreds. And, so when you started the ITC Collective, Steve Huff, I was like, that's a great idea. It's kind of the reason I started my show, too, because I would get tired of seeing people get bullied. I wanted a format where people could get on my show and show their evidence with open minds and, no ridicule. Now, if you post your video on YouTube and I find it on there and you're not on my show, I might laugh at you, but otherwise, if you come on my show, we take it seriously, and I want an open mind, and I want people not to be ridiculed and have a format. And when I saw the ITC Collective, I thought that's brilliant. It's about time somebody started to try to do that. And like you said, it's not easy to do, because I'm sure we've already had some drama issues on the ITC Collective already. But, people are people, and you guys are doing a great job of trying to keep it drama-free.
Thank you. Yeah. It's funny because in the paranormal field, more specifically the ITC part of it, it seems like there's a lot of people out there who think they're some kind of experts or know-it-alls. It's just like, so
they're trying to like, with this one page, I'm not going to mention him. I have in the past, but I'm trying not to stop more drama. But this one page, I was ridiculing him. I was like, well, it's not legitimate unless you use a Faraday cage. Well, how do we know? How do we know if it's not legitimate? How do we know spirits don't need those voices to manipulate? We have no idea what the dynamics are that are going on or how this is happening. I've seen people get evidence with a Faraday cage over their box. And I've seen people get evidence with, that I think is pretty legit because it's a direct response to a question. I mean, you can go out there, I tell Steve Huff, I've posted it before, he's trying to get 1 million subscribers. I'm like, hey, I talk about you all the time. So if he's going to give away a free portal when he does, I'm like, remember me, because I tell people to go watch those videos that he's got out there because he's got a lot of good evidence and direct responses. And now that we're getting into the SCD1 and all these other IP radio sweeping apps out there, that's voices. There's no Faraday cage. It's obviously manipulating voices. So it's not about radio signal. It's not about cutting out radio signal. You're seeing direct responses. And Steve Huff has critics galore out there on him right now. And I guess that's when you put yourself in that spotlight, you're going to have that happen. But he's getting responses that, and it's not. Whoa, what was that? What was that? I have no idea. Weird stuff happens on my show, just to tell you, Keith. We had one show where a demonic came through, so I'm just warning you now. Weird stuff happens. But
I did want to add something on about people ridiculing other people. Mm-hmm. And I've noticed this a lot in some people from our past groups. They don't believe that anybody's evidence is authentic unless it's their own.
Well, that was my point about that other page. Their evidence was fine.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's just, we've had a couple of specific people in our groups that anything you showed them, that's nothing, but anything they showed, oh, this is a real thing, it's very irritating.
It comes down to personality and how open-minded you are. For some people, they only are going to believe something they caught, something they've seen. Anything else to them is subjective. They might not admit that openly or even think about it. It's just subconscious, and it's just hard for them to believe anything. It's human nature sometimes. I catch myself sometimes doing it. I see stuff or hear stuff, I'm like, really? But I try to remember that. I try to remember that, well, you got stuff that people could criticize just as much, but you were there. It was real. I have a ghost photo from an upcoming investigation. I'm afraid to even show because I know people are going to rip it apart because it looks like it could be Photoshopped. But I swear to God, I saw the damn ghost with my own eyes doing the interview, and it looked just like the ghost in the picture. So I believe the person. I believe the photo. But I'm afraid to show it because that kind of ridicule. So that's what's great about the ITC Collective. It does give a great format for people to come on. And there's been people in there. There's been times, it's not perfect. There's been people who posted their stuff and they've gotten some negative responses. But you guys do a great job of trying to, lay down the law a little bit to keep it from getting too negative and reminding people, hey, this is an open forum.
Yeah, it's hard on Facebook. People get offended and stuff really easily, and people want to put down other people very easily. So when you're in an open forum like that, it's bound to happen.
Yeah.
We just try to keep it to them.
I remember that, there was the guy who posted the video of his phone sliding across the floor, and when I saw that, I'm like, yeah, I don't think that's real. But I didn't comment. That's the way I go about it is I'm like, if I don't think it's real, I just sweep on by. I just keep on going down to somebody else's post, But at the same time, you do have to put some kind of criticism out there, sometimes a critique in a logical way. Keith, you did. You went out there and you're like, okay, I'm going to show a video of how this could be fake. Not saying this video is fake, but this is how it could be fake, just so people could get a comparison. And that guy did not like that criticism at all. He went off. So people can get very, when you do try to critique in the most professional way possible, people can get very defensive too. So that's the other end of it.
Well, there's a fine line because, I don't want to put someone down and say, hey, that's fake, whatever. But at the same time, I don't want somebody to belittle what I do and what other people do by putting out fake evidence, and making us all look bad,
Right.
It hurts all our reputations at stake with that.
I'll say this right now. You're a hoaxer. I hate you. I hate you with a passion. Like, I cannot stand hoaxers. Why do it? I don't even understand the psychology of it. It's just, I know I should know the psychology of it. It's about attention. It's about getting attention.
They make a joke out of serious investigators.
Well, this guy really was adamant that it was real, and like I said, just because you can prove that something's fake doesn't mean that it is. And that was, Keith was just showing a legitimate explanation, that this could be fake. Yeah, I thought it was fake too, but at the same time, we'll admit that just because you can show something's fake doesn't mean that it is. It's possible. I mean, who knows? The ghost could have put the process. Go ahead, Keith.
Yeah, you could fake almost anything, but it just that seemed.
It did.
Like a setup, it was way too set up for that. It just happened too easily.
I reached out to him actually on Messenger to just try to get him more of an idea where this guy's come from because he would not give up. He was very adamant. So as an investigator, I'll hear him out, and I tried to hear him out, and then he started posting, just getting way too negative and way out there, and I'm like, okay, I deleted him from my friends list and stopped the messaging. I have to cut the cord there sometime.
I think there was some other issues going on with that guy. I don't know.
Now, if it's real, I'm sorry. I feel bad for the guy then, but at the same time, we have to be. We can't be totally. Yeah, it's totally real. I totally believe. we have to be, we have to be open-minded to an extent. We have to look at the other possibilities of investigator. So that's the tough part in in an open forum like that is you're always going to have that possibility of shenanigans. And having to, all right, I got to kind of call this out, And then, it's just like, right now we have the water ITC thing going on. And a lot of people posting all that stuff of water ITC. And I will admit, there are some really interesting pictures out there. Paul was his name? Faircloth. He had amazing pictures doing that. And I really enjoyed seeing it, but it was overwhelming. It was like, now everybody's pulling out a pan and shaking it around and taking pictures. Do you see that? Do you see that? I'm like, not really. I saw a lot of stuff in Paul's stuff, but we were getting overloaded with it. So now you have Water ITC Wednesdays, which I think is a good idea to try to limit it down. So they have a day.
I don't want to just outright ban it because it is it's a legitimate ITC technique, and I like it. I like looking at it here and there. It's just when it becomes too much. I mean, I was getting complaints from all kinds of people like, I want to be in this group, but it's just flooding my timeline with these pictures of water, and they're not into it or whatever, and it's like
not everybody in it, and I understand that, and I don't know if I totally do, but I do think there's something interesting to it, and I do want to see some of it. Like I said, Paul left the group because he was kind of upset about it, but he started his own page, which I think is fair. And I joined that page because I want to still see his pictures. They're really incredible pictures. I hope one day I can get him on the show to show some of this stuff. They're incredible pictures. But like you said, everybody started pulling out the pan of water, and they're starting to get, I'm like looking for somebody's spirit box stuff, and I got like 300 pictures of people's water swirls. So yeah,
problem there.
Yeah, so I thought the way you handled it with a survey was very legit. So anybody who wants to join the ITC Collective, all they just have to do is send a request, right?
Yeah.
And
you could just search on Facebook for the ITC Collective, and it should pop up, and just hit join, and either me or Steve or Carissa or Debbie can approve you.
Very cool, very cool. Well, all right, so I want to get into some of your evidence tonight. So I'm going to pull up the screen share again, and we're going to look at some of your videos. Is that cool with you?
Yes, sounds good.
All right, let me get the screen share up. Now, for people that might be in your area, how far do you go out? I always have to ask this. How far do you go out to investigate? What's your travel limits?
We will do anywhere in California, and we're venturing into some of the border states. So far, we've been to Arizona, but I'm sure we're going to be in Nevada soon enough, and yeah. So, but mainly California.
Yeah, I always want to get that information known. If somebody is in California and wants to contact you, how do they do that?
You can go to our website, chillseekers.com. It has pretty much all of our information, but you could also go on Facebook. We're on Facebook and Twitter. You can email us at chillseekers@ymail.com. Yeah, we're pretty easy to get a hold of, really, if you look.
And I will point out, because I know you probably forget to mention this sometimes. I forget to mention this sometimes because you just think it's crazy that people think this, but you don't charge for investigations. No. I don't know how many times we're going to be like, how much do you guys charge? I'm like, oh my God, we don't charge anything. We feel happy that you invite us to come and investigate your house or your business or your location. A lot of people don't know that, most of this, if somebody's charging you for it, unless, there's only thing I would accept for somebody to charge is if somebody's asking somebody to come a long distance because they want that investigator to come out to investigate their place, and they really just want that one investigator, then I can understand somebody like, well, I need you to pay for my travel expenses if I'm going to come all that way. But in general, as investigators, we don't charge. We're not Ghostbusters. You know, we don't have ectoplasm, and we don't have or whatever ghost. We don't capture ghosts or stuff like that. so I point that out there. All right. So one of the things we talk about, I talk about Steve Huff. I've showed a lot of his videos, especially about the portal. And I got you on here doing some portal experiments. Now he sent you one of the portals, right?
Yeah, number 3.
Number 3. That's so jealous. I built my portal off of my mixing board and a phone app. Using noise reduction, some of the same concepts, but it's awesome. Like I said, he gets 1 million subscribers. I hope he remembers to send me one. All right.
Yeah, pretty cool.
You know what? I was kind of jealous because years ago, Judy's been more the spirit box person in the group. I don't own one. Actually, I have her tablet with her SCD one on it, and I borrowed her spirit box. I just got into this more recently. I just used it a lot of investigation with her. But years ago, I thought, man, it'd be cool to try to see, because I'm a musician, to take a spirit box and wonder if you would, I was thinking this, like, I wonder what would happen if you fed it through noise reduction, if it would cut a lot of that out, and if spirits would be able to, like, use that, and be able to cut through and just give you a little bit of, voices here and there. And then I started seeing Steve Huff show these videos of this, like, I'm building this device called the Portal, and I can see he's got guitar effects pedals. I go, damn, I bet that's one of those is a noise reduction pedal. I'm for sure of it. And when he finally came out, I was like, oh, I should have done that years ago when I thought about it.
What is that?
It's a brilliant idea, though. Not saying that because I thought about it too, but he actually went out and did it and experimented and spent a lot of money testing this out to try to get the right sound, to get the right portable device too. Because my device is not very. It's not a portal that's very portable. Mine has to be plugged into a wall and everything. It's but Steve is with the speaker and everything is very portable here. Now this is about an 8-minute video. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I'm going to try to get to some of the good stuff here. This is PSI online Ghost Box with Portal Dual Suite. Forgive me, Keith. I'll probably fast forward through some of the beginning stuff here.
That's fine. Yeah.
Guys, it's Keith.
Responses here.
Do you guys hear that noise?
Yeah, I don't know.
What noise were you hearing?
Sounds like snoring.
Somebody asleep on my show.
Josh, are you awake? Do you hear it? I think Josh fell asleep.
He is a fireman, so he has very late hours.
Yeah, I know. He's a fireman.
It's a first. Sorry, Josh. I'm gonna be. You're gonna still hear him though, but the people on the show won't. I'll turn it. Josh, wake up! All right. All right. Let me get some of these responses here that Keith's got.
We've had him on EVP's snoring too.
He's our sleeper on it. Oh my God. Let me get back a little bit here.
Is there anyone here with me? Are you guys here? You know who I am? Thank you. Alright, so that is the online ghost box. Like I said, you can use it for free on this website, which I will post a link in the description. And after using it for a little bit, I decided I want to do some experimenting with it. So I'm going to be...
Was that Matt Payne's ghost box?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Josh. Nobody on the show can hear him. I muted him. But we can hear him.
I gotta mute myself.
All right. Sorry, Josh. I'm injecting him.
Yeah.
Poor Josh. He's like, I want to try to get on your show. He's a fireman, and he gets some late nights. So
I'm doing a few different things with it. That's right. I'm going to run the online ghost box through the portal.
Oh, I was going to ask, is this is the one with Matt Payne's online ghost box, Keith?
Yes, it is.
What is an online ghost box?
Matt Payne, he's from where is he from? England, right? Yeah. Yeah, he set up an online ghost box. Matt's awesome. He's done a lot of stuff. He came up with the that Ouija board spirit box thing I showed you.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful. He's got some apps they put out for free. And
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool stuff.
Is that an app?
No, it's like it's a stream, isn't it?
Yeah, it's you actually go to a web page to use it, and it's all set up on there where you just click play, and it runs off an actual web page.
No kidding.
Recently, Matt came up with some stuff with Steve Huff and did a whole word bank thing. And they did a great experiment. I don't have that video. I wish I did. They did a great experiment where they put all these words in this word bank, and then Steve asked questions, and he got responses, and they went back and made sure and checked those words were not in the word bank. Prove, in a way, what we were talking about earlier, that this isn't about cutting out radio signals and Faraday cages, that there's something to them manipulating the voices to speak. And even if the word's not in the word bank, they're able to make a word that's not in there. And that's given us a clue to the dynamic, what's going on. Let's get back to this video, though. I could talk about this stuff forever, but...
Device. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to turn it on and find out. Is there anyone here with me? Do you know who created this ghost box? Where did you come from? Can you hear my dog barking? Can hear you. Can you hear me? Do you know the name of this device?
I like that look there, Keith.
Yeah.
There's so many times if you see Steve Huff's videos, he'll ask you, can you tell me what this device is? Or he doesn't even have to ask sometimes, and it just comes through and it'll say portal. I actually got that when I've been testing out on mine. I've gotten it say portal before.
Yeah, I feel like they definitely know what it is now.
Yeah, and so we talked about this on previous episode about ITC. A lot of these videos are going to be tagged, just for quick reference, but we do have a thing on ITC Collective called Untag Tuesday, which I was very happy that you guys start, where we don't tag anything, so we let people listen and try to hear it. I hope we keep doing that too, because you do get a lot of critics when you tag stuff. Because they say a pareidolia, or you're in a way audio matrixing, you're making people hear stuff. But sometimes you have to do this to try to get, you only have so much time in a video to show your evidence.
Yeah, and a lot of it, like for me, you kind of develop an ear for it.
Yeah.
A lot of people won't hear it the first time, but I'll hear it, and I'll play it back over and over and over again to make sure what I'm hearing is right. But other people wouldn't have picked up on that. They would have just played right past it, not heard that come through. It's just something that you develop over time of listening to these recordings.
Yeah, just like the SB7, it took a while to figure out what was being said on there. I'm still working on this new stuff.
You know, and I think I really started getting into this whole more spirit box scene, I have to admit, is because of Steve Huff, because of the portal. Because the SB7, you know, for all the times I use it, we've gotten some great results with it, but God, it makes me sick. It gives me a headache, all that noise and stuff. Oh my God, after I'm done, I want to rip my ears out, you know.
We've even had responses on it where I say, "Is this bothering you?" and we get a response, "Yes."
Yeah,
you know?
What I think's funny about that, you bring up the SB7, is, in my opinion, it's almost like the portal and the SB7 are like polar opposites. Like, the portal silences the ghost box to the point where the spirits kind of have to push through that to speak.
It's that noise gate they got to kind of push through.
Yeah, and then the SB7, it adds all this extra white noise to it, where it almost has to push through all that white noise to get a response.
Stochastic resonance. I'm a big fan of the theory of stochastic resonance when it comes to EVP, not for spirit box, but the idea of white noise. I actually don't like to use white noise. I should just resonance in itself as a theory for EVP, how EVPs manifest on a recorder. I like, but a lot of people take that they took that when Spirit Box came out and thought, well, they need the white noise to push through, because before Spirit Box came out, people didn't have that real-time communication, and they were using white noise with recorders and getting EVPs through it, and they thought, well, they got to use that stochastic resonance to come through. I've never been a fan of the stochastic resonance theory. I think they just use resonance in itself to record an EVP, and I'm not a fan of it on Spirit Box either, because I think it just leads to that matrixing, that pareidolia sometimes too. It also leads to doing false positives. So yeah, that's what I got really into it with the portal. When Steve started coming out, when he first came out, I saw the SCD1. That was before he did the portal. I was like, that's cool. I like the clear sound and the loss of the ch-ch-ch-ch. But my problem I had with it was just the constant chatter. How do you know what chatter is not radio, what's not? That would be the criticism. The combination.
Exactly.
Yeah.
One extreme to the other.
Combination of it with the portal gives us that breakdown where it cuts out 80% of those voices, and just the ones come through, so it gives us a chance to maybe get a direct reply. And that's what I really think it's the new frontier of ITC. Honestly.
And that's what I meant by the SB7 thing too. Is like Gary Galka, when he made that, he added white noise to it, and I think he was kind of going for the same thing, but he took it the other direction, made it noisier than quiet.
It all goes back to the theories that were going around about stochastic resonance. That's why they were adding so much white noise to it.
Exactly. But if you listen to an SB7, you're not going to, compared to, say, a Hack Shack, you're going to hear...
original Frank's box.
Yeah, you're going to hear a lot more radio on those. But if you listen to an SB7, there'll be times where you'll be sitting there scanning, and you won't hear anything for a long time, and then all of a sudden the voice will pop through. It's kind of the same thing with the portal, but it's the other direction, which I think is the better direction, going quieter.
You're right on it, because like Frank's box, the original Frank Sumption box, where all this came from, was picking up all this radio and chatter, and the SB7 came out more of as a way not to get so much chatter, its own way of being just such a crappy radio.
Yeah.
That much, which is like almost like I said, the whole Faraday cage thing, but like you said, it went in the other direction, went with the whole white noise thing, and I think it leads you to miss stuff too, because your ears just want to shut down with all that. So yeah, the portal to me is like right now. I know Todd was on here to be like, oh, you're a Steve Huff fanboy. I'm like, no, I'm just saying that to me, that's what really got me interested again in ITC.
It's funny, like a lot of people criticize the portal for whatever reason, but I don't know. I think that it is the new frontier right now. It's taken it in another direction, and a better direction, in my opinion. And a lot of people who criticize it, they've never even used it. They just want to criticize it,
What is a Faraday cage?
a Faraday cage is to block out all radio signals.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't get any voices through or anything. I've seen some interesting experiments with that. And like I was saying, David Calderon, they were telling him, well, we won't accept your evidence unless you use a Faraday cage. And he tried that. And he's like, responses, but they'd be so muffled and crappy that it wasn't even worth it.
Yeah.
And honestly, what's going on, I think what we're finding now with this whole ITC and spirit box is they need voices to manipulate.
Yeah.
It's not about a radio signal. You know, I wasn't a big fan of word banks until recently. One reason being Matt Payne's experiments. You know, the stuff he's doing with word banks, and stuff Steve's doing with word banks. And then the Voicubus, in a way, you could call it's not a word bank. It's more what you want to call it, kind of
sound bank, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, you've worked with. Speaking of that, the guy who makes these apps is Anthony Sanchez, right?
Yeah.
And so he made the STD one with Steve Huff, or made it for Steve Huff, right? And then he's got a newer one out called the Voicubus. Am I saying that right? How do you say that?
Vossibus.
I call it Vossibus, but it could also be called Vossibus.
Vossibus.
Yeah, I call it Vossibus. That's what Anthony originally told me, because I went and met him in Sacramento, and when he was working on it, that's the way he said it to me, was Vossibus.
Vossibus.
I still call it that.
I even see Steve Huff stumble on it, Voicubus or Voccubus. So it's just one of those words. When you make up a word, people are going to butcher it. I'm a king of butchering words and names and everything. So, all right, let's get a little video here. Let's see. Let's look at you doing a portal with the SCD-1.
Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Keith Weldon of Chill Seekers, and today I'm in my home, and I'm going to be using the portal device. It's the device that Steve Huff came up with, and he sent us one, so I'm going to be testing it out today using the SCD-1 and maybe a ghost box or two. As you can see, you can't even hear it loading up the stations. Do you have a message for me? Can you say my name?
That was very clear.
That was a really good one.
What do you see right now? Can you see my tattoo? Where's my tattoo? How many of you are here? Just one? Are there more coming? Are there more coming? I'm gonna go. Is there anything you want to say before I go? Keith Weldon.
Funny watching my videos.
Watching your videos. I make myself watch my show afterwards most of the time just because I want to make sure everything went all right. I know that feeling. But yeah, the other thing is too. I have people who have criticized the amount of reverb in the portal. My own portal setup. Like I said, I use an amp kit on my phone with reverb and noise reduction and all that, and I have a very similar portal effect. Not as great sounding as his, but I had my friend Todd. I was at the place investigating, and he's like, God, that reverb though, it makes it hard to hear. I'm like, but it seems, and I did a test when I first started testing this out. I asked, "Do you want more reverb?" And it said right away more. And then I've seen that in Steve Huff's original first videos when he was coming out trying to figure out playing around with effects that they asked for more reverb. And the interesting thing about reverb is reverb has to get reverb. It actually scans through a ton of different frequencies to make the reverb happen. And there might be a clue there why reverb's helping them. I
feel like it definitely helps them. You know, I've ran ghost boxes with and without, and it's always with reverb that you get a ton more responses. I feel like, to me, I don't know the technical way that it's helping, but for me, I feel like it gives the spirits space within the audio to further and easy, like, to manipulate the audio more easier. I don't know what it does for sure, but it clearly helps.
Well, there was an audio engineer I posted on one of Steve's things that pointed this out about that. You know, well, reverb. What reverb's doing is it's flipping through all these different frequencies to give it that echo effect.
Yeah.
And that might be a legitimate reason why they need that reverb.
I know in all three of them that I've been playing with, the Echo Box, the Vocabus, and the SCD-1, I used the reverb and echo on all of them. I seem to get a little bit more out of it.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely, yeah.
All right, so we showed some of the portal stuff. I got a lot of your stuff on here, but we of course can't show everything. And people, you can go to find Keith Weldon on YouTube. You can see he's got a ton of these videos of his experiments on there, which are really cool. So definitely recommend to go check them out. You got I think I put one up here. I want to show also. You did some Vocabus. I might butcher it. Here we go. Let's play that so people have an idea what we're talking about with that too. And then I want to get to some Chill Seekers videos.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Keith Weldon. Today I want to talk to you about the Vocabus or Vocabus Ghostbox app. I call it Vocabus, but you can call it either one. Anyway, this is a new Ghostbox app or paranormal software created by Anthony Sanchez at GhostHunterApps.com. He's one of the beta testers for this app, and I can tell you that as of right now, this is probably my favorite sound bank ghost box that's available as of right now. I really like the different sound banks, the male, the female, the phonetics.
Well, that's one thing so people know. This thing, you can choose a creepy old man voice or a little girl creepy voice. But either one, very
creepy either way.
Yeah, either one's creepy. I don't know which one I would like better yet. I don't know. They both are very creepy. We haven't actually got to experience. Judy just got this, and I always tell my audience, I'm going to show these things. I'm going to talk about them. I'm not saying go out and buy them. I'm not. I'm being truthful. Don't go out and just buy these things. Do your research on them. You check it out. You do your research on it. It's what, $40 to buy the Vocabus.
I think it was $39, yeah.
$39.99. Do your research. Don't go out just because I'm like saying I'm really interested in this. I've told that to Judy, but no, she goes right out and buys it. Right? That's what I make people aware. I'm not trying to advertise this stuff, or I don't know Anthony Sanchez. Yes, I'm friends with him on Facebook, but I've never talked to the guy, so I'm not.
I like the toys. I like having toys.
Yeah, that's the thing. Judy doesn't matter. I can tell her don't buy that, and she's going to go buy it just because I talk about it. So, but just say do your research on these things. You find out for yourself. There are free apps out there for IP radio stuff. I've talked about. You want to just start off experiment. Go ahead. Don't buy this because I'm interested in it. I just want people to know I'm not advertising for Anthony Sanchez. I really don't know him. He's just a Facebook friend, which means I don't know him. Okay, I'm not advertising for him. I'm just showing this because it's the newest stuff in the ITC world. So
yeah, everyone should do their own research. I mean, if you're just gonna blindly go out and buy stuff, then
people do it, Judy.
Oh, I researched it. I watched it on YouTube, and I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm not very technologically advanced.
You know, then she calls me like, "Oh, I need your help to figure this out." All right.
I mean, if
You
you're
made me buy it.
What Keith?
ghost boxes and stuff like that, you know, then yeah.
Yeah. All right, let me fast forward to then we get to using it here. Get a little forward here. We actually used it.
This is the box with the box app. Right here is where you turn it on the ghost box. There's a 3-channel mixer right here. Bank A and Bank B. Bank A is like a female voice. Bank B is like a darker male voice. Right here is a mixer channel for radio. You can add segments of radio from different time periods into it, as well as white noise. Right here is where you adjust the scan rates, the volume. Over here is a monitor that you can bring up right here in the screen, as well as over here is the image burst button right here. And that basically flashes a bunch of random images right here. And I've seen people post online different faces and stuff being shown that basically aren't part of any of those images. They're just being basically manipulated to create those images. Also, this audio panel right here is a really cool feature. EVP session recorder. This is where you can record your sessions. And it also has a mic input, so you can record yourself asking questions, and possible EVPs can be captured as well. Over here is the readout panel. This is where you review the sessions that you've recorded. So it's
got a lot of great technical features to it. I mean,
yeah,
a lot of really great features and a quality-made app that you come to expect from Ghost Hunter apps.
That's the first time you turn it on and it says your name?
Yeah.
Jesus. God. Well, they called you out on that. Was that a response to your girlfriend?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's not the... Dave Cauldron had something very similar to that. He had a response to some people he was doing a reading for, and like I said, he doesn't charge or anything. He just people give him requests and he'll do a reading. And they said something along the lines of like, "You need to get married." So, wow. All right, they're busting you out, Keith.
I know. They called me out.
Is there anyone here with me? Can you tell me where you're at?
Now we're creepy man voice. Yeah, I cannot wait to get to take this thing. Thank you, Judy. Do an investigation experiment. We're gonna try to go head out and use it. She's invited me to come to. She's got a camper because we're home. Speaking of that, Keith, you do this stuff in your home, and do you ever feel like anything negative has come about it because of it?
Not really negative. I do feel like it increases the activity in the home. And I think it probably invites a lot of things in, but not necessarily negative in my opinion. If you ask Carissa, she might say something different about it, but
well, my wife, she's let me do a little bit of experimenting. She knows I'm doing it for the show. I've done a couple things on Google Hangouts here. I posted it for like our Untagged Tuesday, and I also came up with an idea which nobody else really took off on. I was kind of upset. The Founding Fathers of ITC Friday I tried to come up with, try to get people to reach out to, we did Tesla was the first survey we did. He won hands down. But, trying to reach out to people who have done this in the past and passed on, like Mueller or Meek or Frank Sumption, people like that, that are passed on to see if they'd come through. I want to try to get that going again on our collective to see if anybody's interested in trying to do that. I did it on Tesla, and I got some crazy responses. And one person on there, her name's Spring, I believe. She was a great tagger. She went through, because all my stuff's untagged. She went through and wrote out all this stuff and was tagging it. And I was like, wow, I didn't even hear some of that. She's got a great ear. But I don't do it very much in my home. I'm not supposed to. And I do believe that for some people, you have to be psychologically ready to do this kind of experimentation if you're going to do it in your home.
Yeah.
Because if you're in a bad place and you're doing this in your home, bad things might come.
Yeah, I try not to do it in my home because of the kids.
Yeah.
Although I did it that one time with Justin, and he got somebody angry when it told him to suck his ball sacks. Or he had small ball sacks or something.
Seriously, Keith, the stuff's happening in Judy's home. And her son, especially around her son, who lived in a haunted house right before that he moved in. And they get this. I don't have it loaded up. I should have it loaded up. What was that? Was that one through? Was that an EVP or was that through the Echovox?
We're doing the Echovox. If it came through as an EVP.
It came through as an EVP. That's right. It didn't come through the Echovox. It said, "Lick my ball sack."
Yeah, because he was saying, "Come on, talk to me. You want to unplug my shit? Talk to me." And because he unplugged his Xbox One.
Well, that's exactly what I'm talking about, though. That's exactly what you don't want to do. You don't want to give things out. You don't, Steve Huff talks about love and light and all that.
Yeah.
There's a reason, because he's trying to put as much positive out there as he can to keep things positive, not to let negative things come through. And if you watch some of his videos, when he starts getting negative stuff through, he's like, all right, I'm gone. I'm shutting.
I told him, I said, stop that now. And,
yeah. So this is not for the amateur. This is not for somebody to I do think there's a possibility of negative things happening, and some people having, if they're not psychologically ready to deal with it, they go right to the negative with it, and I think whatever you put in, you get back.
Well, I think, anything that's been going on in my house has been mellow and, benevolent. That's probably the nastiest response or anything that's ever happened here. And I really think that was something that came with him from the other house, because the voice was almost the same.
Yeah, I know. All right, so let me get down to some of the Chill Seekers videos here. Oh, I love this one. This is Morse code communication on with ghosts, U.S. Hornet, Navy Spirits. How long ago was this, Keith?
That was a while. I think that's 2012 or 13, something like that.
And this is with Carissa. And are you filming it behind her?
I'm the one filming it, yeah.
All right, I'm going to play this. I thought this was really cool.
There's something. Where? There's something in here. Like, it is daytime, and I'm feeling a tingling in my hand. I'm feeling a tingling, like, right in my arm and then in my foot. I'm not kidding. I have to go this way.
Now, before we get into this, Carissa, she's a medium?
No, not really. She's somewhat sensitive, but...
Okay, that's a good term.
Yeah, she's not psychic.
because I've seen her in some of the videos now I was watching before I got the show ready. I'm like, it seems like she's got kind of this ability that she's tuning into something at times.
Yeah, she definitely does. She's done it over and over again, but she won't admit to being like psychic or medium or anything like that.
I understand that feeling. I've had my own experiences where I've felt I'm sensitive and I've tuned into things, but as an investigator, I kind of shut it down a bit. I try to be an investigator and not get into the whole medium thing, because I leave that to others that are trained and really are focused on that. But sometimes your senses help you find things, and I think this video shows that she's on to something.
Yeah.
It gets stronger the farther back here I go. And now it's in both hands. Is there anybody here? Can you make a little noise for me? I will be back later.
Hear the tapping.
It turns out that the tapping you hear can be deciphered by Morse code. Here's what we got. Now, the IT part of the message made no sense to me either, until further research turned up that ITs are the information technicians. These are the radio guys, and the ones who would have used Morse code daily.
That was really interesting because we're in those bunker rooms or whatever where all the beds are, and no one else is in there. Like a couple friends of ours that came with us, they're like a few rooms over, and that was definitely coming from within that room, but no one else was in there. And when we kept listening to her, like, that sounds like somebody tapping like Morse code or something. So we just looked up like the taps and what they mean. We got hi, IT, and then I. And then we started talking and kind of cut it off. But and then Chris's brother's in the Navy, and we told him, like, this is what we got. Does that mean anything to you? And he's like, well, ITs are the information technicians, the ones who would know how to use Morse code.
I even knew that before you guys got to the end. When I first watched this video, I was like, well, I know what ITs are, the information guys. That would be the people doing the Morse code. And then you said it. I'm like, oh, well, they figured that out.
Yeah.
That's very cool. Very cool. And I want to give a shout. As people are listening, before you told me you were going to be a guest on my show, I had originally going to make this an open lines episode with Skype, just so people know. I'm going to have an open lines eventually. When I found out I was going to have Keith on, there's a lot of good stuff I want to show. This is a 2-hour show. We're not going to get to open lines tonight. And I don't think I even have any requests yet for that anyways. There will be an open lines show for anybody watching or watches this later. I will do an open lines eventually. But there's just a lot of good stuff to show, and I don't want to miss this opportunity to be able to talk with Keith about these videos, because there's some really cool stuff. All right, so that was a good one. Here's another one. Again, this is a bathtub EVP session in a haunted hotel. Can you say what haunted hotel it is?
Yeah, it's the National Hotel in Jamestown, California.
And what's some of the little bit of quick, interesting information about the history of that place?
There was like a couple that were in love, and one of them died. I think they both died in the hotel. I don't remember the story exactly, but this was the actual first one that I was talking to you about earlier about our anniversary. Basically the one that started it all. This is from that time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When she did this, I'm like, wow, this is pretty cool. Like, she's pretty good idea. Like, I always call it like the sacrificial lamb kind of deal. We do what we call a fear test on our investigations. We'll take a client if they're willing and psychologically ready to do it, to try to get them not to be scared of their home. We'll put them alone in a room. We're monitoring them, but we'll put them alone in a room to kind of be a sacrificial. I kind of feel like this is what she's doing at the bathtub here. She's kind of putting herself out there, to get something to come across.
Yeah, we said too that if we ever come across another like tub like that we're gonna do it again, like another bathtub EVP session like that.
This is awesome.
So I'm putting myself in the environment that our resident spirit here to vent in. I have a digital recorder around this table, and I'm going to make myself the most vulnerable I can by taking a bath here in this old septic tub.
It's like, I can't believe I'm doing this.
What brought you here?
At this moment, an EVP, or electronic voice phenomenon, was captured on our digital recorder sitting on the table.
What brought you here? What brought you here? What brought you here?
This was our first investigation too. Funny.
You'll see the development of you guys.
Yeah. She was hell scared.
Need a little wine to calm the nerves. Generally, alcohol not recommended on investigations, but hey, you guys are on a little trip together. It's fine.
I think it was this one, and when we investigated a brewery, that was the only times we drank.
And female voices during the stay at the National Hotel. Is it possible these two lovebirds never flew from their nest?
She looks freaked out a little bit, too. She's sitting there.
Yeah.
What was that?
I saw that. That's pretty cool. All right. Haunted bar. Pencil moves on its own. How do you say Bana? How do you say that?
Banta.
Banta Inn.
Yeah.
After the psychic walkthrough, Christy and Ellie sit down at the bar to sketch out their vision of the woman and child spirit. After doing this, Ellie places the pencil back on the bar and walks away. It's at this time that Andrew notices something on the DVR.
Oh my god.
What the fuck?
Oh my god.
What did you get?
Get to the bar right now.
So we return to investigate further.
That's it. It's turning.
Yeah. Turning.
Because the first video, I'm like, well, it could
That
be
was
out
the wind.
balance, but
I want
that's
to note this.
turning.
If that was the wind, you would see this moving as well. You would see the little tie on this moving.
Look, it just moved again.
You can do it again. Show them that it's not
I want
the
to
wind.
see that thing fly off this
Come on,
bar.
Tony, show them it's not the wind.
Now we cannot conclude that this event was 100% paranormal, due to the fact that the air conditioner was on and the bar is rather old and may be unlevel. But what we can say is that no other object around the pencil was affected by the AC. Not only that, but we placed the pencil back on the bar and it remained there unmoved for almost half an hour until we picked it back up.
Now, I put that disclaimer out there because we didn't have time to really go back and try to debunk it.
Right.
So I didn't want to be like, this is paranormal for sure, and then like another team go in there and be like, we're gonna debunk what they did, you know?
No,
I don't know.
You're being a responsible investigator, but I think it's pretty interesting. You know, yeah, the bar could have been off balance, but if it was off balance, you wouldn't think it would have turned like that, like it did.
And it went off a long way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fact that you sat there and let it, you show how long it sits there and doesn't do anything ever again.
Yeah.
You know, you'd think if it was a constant thing like that, there was some kind of level issue or the air conditioning, that would do it again. And
And
again.
it sat there for quite a while before it even moved.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, you can't call it 100% paranormal, but I think it's pretty interesting. It's pretty legit.
I thought it was pretty cool. I mean, it sat there for a long time, and then it just starts moving.
Yeah.
If it was the air conditioner on level, I think it would start moving right away.
Yeah, definitely.
What was interesting too is we had a reporter with us from the local newspaper, and he was hanging out with us, and we were just talking about this earlier today. As soon as that happened, he was just like, "All right, I think I have enough." And he took off.
you know, somebody is not an investigator, you know, doesn't do this stuff, is you love the reaction sometimes. Like, all right, I'm done. That's enough for me. All right, so let's see. I tried to pick some of the best stuff I saw you guys had on there. Let me see. Oh, spirit voice comes through a single walkie-talkie while investigating a home.
Yeah, that one was interesting.
Show us through this box. Touch the lights.
Do it again.
Thank you.
Do it again. Oh, that's neat. On the walkie.
Are you okay?
At this time, a voice comes through the walkie-talkie in Ellie's pocket. They all think it's me, but I'm downstairs by myself and had left my walkie next to the DVR. And what's even more strange about this is our walkie-talkies are on the same channel, yet the voice doesn't come through my walkie, only the one in Ellie's pocket.
I wasn't there when that happened. I was downstairs, but from what I understand, talking to them, they all heard it coming from her pocket, the walkie-talkie.
Tell in the video, you know, it sounds like it's like, you know, you can hear it, that, you know, it's coming out like kind of muffled a little bit. So, yeah, I thought that was really cool. And I've had other investigators tell me that's happened to them, that a voice come through one walkie-talkie, not any of the others. And if it was something picking up on a channel, it would come through all the walkie-talkies.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty cool. And there's some people use walkie-talkies as an investigation tool like that and try to get stuff to come through them. Cool. Let's see. It's only shown. I had a couple more I thought I put on here, darn it. Oh.
What's that dog one?
Okay, yeah, I'll play that one. Man, my wife's always talked about bringing our dog on investigation, but I'm like, my dog would go, you know, she'd poop on the floor. She's not trained. You know, this dog looks pretty cool. Like he's pretty. Whose dog was this?
We were actually leading a ghost tour on Mare Island, and it was just some lady that was part of the tour, but the whole time we were walking around, the dog was completely calm, quiet, like just totally chill, and then you'll see what happens in here. It just totally changed his whole demeanor and everything.
I just want to let you know that we're not here to move anybody. We're here out of respect. And we're here to, what do you see? And we're here to get to know you. Is there anybody here with us? And if you're able to see the lights here in front of me, or anywhere in this building, please touch the lights at any time. John, what part of the military? Mellow too, nice. Oh, look at, we're getting a big spike on the.
I feel like I'm being pushed.
Look at this. Whoa. Yeah.
Curse it.
And Andrew feels like he's being pushed. I feel like I'm getting the tingling in my shoulders.
Who's that?
I get big spikes again.
I feel like something nudged past me.
As you can see, this has not done that the whole time that we've had it on. And I haven't moved either, so it's not something that we're running into. Can you make it light up again? Show us your strength. All the way. Thank you. Can you light it up if you want us to leave? Do you want us to stay? Oh, gosh. I'm feeling it in my arms.
I don't know if you can really hear it on there, but yeah, the dog starts kind of growling. It's a low, pretty low growl.
No, that's pretty cool. And then I think the last video I got from up here at Chill Seeker. Oh, no, here they are. They put some of them up here. This one, Keith Weldon, possible demonic attack at a haunted nightclub. What's the background on this one?
This is a nightclub where the employees have been experiencing some pretty crazy stuff. One of them saw a goat-headed figure in the dining room, and all kinds of crazy crap was going on there, really. And it's in a part of town that has a lot of like dark history. And there's actually a bar down the street that is actually kind of known around here to have a demon there, basically, or had a demon there. That's kind of the myth about it, or the legend, or whatever. The story.
I've heard of this Tropicana nightclub. I've heard of that.
Stay in that room right now. I can't even stay in here. This is something. Is this where you want me to be? What is the significance of this room? I feel like I'm just being squeezed right now.
I just got like a gust of cold air.
Oh my god, I don't know.
Good old SB7, right?
Yeah.
And now it's working better. It's louder now. This is where I'm supposed to be. Here.
Yeah.
Now we're really moving. Because everything stopped just a second ago. Alright. Show me a light so I can see where I'm going, please. Oh, stop. I think I just got stopped. What happened here? Steve. Good.
You can see the shaking.
Yeah.
What happened here? Please tell me what happened here.
I think she got pretty overwhelmed.
Here now.
Yeah.
Is that going?
No, this way.
Move the SB7 speaker down.
What were you saying?
Right there, you can barely hear her, but you can hear she throws the spirit box and speaker down and runs in the bathroom.
So she was really getting, something was messing with her pretty good on this one.
Yeah.
You okay?
Just sick.
You okay?
Sorry, I dropped something.
You alright? You take a break?
Yeah, I gotta take a break.
You're getting the goosebumps now. Are you up in here? What is this room? What is the significance of this room? What's in here?
Great old Alveolus.
Sure.
Could the Ovilus be identifying the dark entity that earlier made Carissa sick while investigating this very room?
My only problem is so many times you see the Ovilus on a show and it's,
Your mom. Yeah.
I've never been a big fan of the Ovilus because it's I don't know. If they take the word demon out of the thing, and then it says it on its own, then maybe. But it's just like I swear they programmed those things to say it. I can't say I've used it a ton, but when our early days, I had a number of investigators that had the Ovilus, and I got the demon thing a lot, and I'm like, there's no demon. So I've never been a big fan. Now they got a new Ovilus out, like the Ovilus 4. It's very interesting. It even uses allophones. It even has a thing that can use just the sounds, the vowel sounds and everything to put speech together. And that I'm interested in. But that was my first. The Ovilus was probably the first real for investigators word bank system.
Yeah.
Doesn't the STD-1 have an whatever you called it?
Not the STD-1, no. Did Anthony Sanchez? Now he had some people trying to criticize him because they're saying that it's not all allophones in his Vocubus, but he's using some allophone stuff with
Well,
it.
I thought the STD-1, the other side of it was allophone.
No, it's a word bank.
It's a word bank. Oh, okay.
That's if you don't have Wi-Fi.
Okay, I thought it was allophone.
No. And I've experimented with allophones back in the day with like EVP Maker. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I mean, this one definitely doesn't have any big words or phrases in it. Like if you use like the GB Rift or GB1, it actually has like full words and stuff like that. This one, it's like, for the most part, there are not any words or anything in there. It's mostly just sounds, partial words.
He's trying to cut it up enough that it becomes like almost an allophone, like the vocals like that. That's why I think it's really cool, especially when it comes through in a creepy old man or girl's voice.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. One other thing I think a video in play, because we've got about 14 minutes left here, is where did it go? Using analog TV to scan UHF, VHF frequencies, ghostly images captured. I always wondered about trying to do this and finding an old TV that would do this. And I saw this video. I'm like, oh, cool, because I thought about trying to do this, and I saw that you did. I thought this was really cool.
Yeah, there's actually a better model to actually scan with. But this one, the way it works is I just started scanning the frequencies and just happened to pick up something. Some kind of reception came through.
Yeah, definitely. Because you shouldn't. I mean, like you explain in this video. There's, they cut out all these stations. There shouldn't be anything coming through because everything's digital.
Now, as I was watching the DVR cams, I decided to place a old analog TV, portable television next to me. Now, as you may know, there's no longer analog TVs. They all went digital. So this thing just sits there and scans through all the frequencies, not picking up anything. And it had been sitting there for about 45 minutes to an hour just scanning. And I had almost completely forgot it was there. And then all of a sudden, it picks up on something.
Can you show yourself through this? Show me who you are.
I immediately grabbed it and turned on a camera and started filming it. And we got some strange images that came through.
You can see like I almost want to go back to that one right there. You see a face in the first one there. You did.
Yeah.
Let me go back. See if I can. Go back a little more. Darn it. I want to go back. It's a really good one I saw. It's hard to do this. Hold on. Oh, I go back. Go back. See if I can pause it right on it. There's like a face right in there. But of course they say visual matrix and stuff, but I swear I see eyes here, mouth, noise, and a face right in there.
Nothing should show up on that except a white screen, right?
Right.
they're all pretty interesting. That's why I put them up there. But what happens is it's just sitting there scanning, and you can see the line is just going back and forth. And like I said, it was 45 minutes to an hour. I just had it propped up right there next to the DVR. And then all of a sudden, just these weird staticky images started. It picked up something. Like when it picks up something, it'll stop scanning. And then like it was just like this weird staticky screen. So I just started asking questions, and those are pretty much the images that came through.
Yeah, I've got one of those, Jason, if you want to play around with it.
Oh, you do? See, Judy?
Mm-hmm.
Once again,
I had Mitch used to take it to work before, everything became digitalized.
We should totally play around with that. I would totally love
Yeah, definitely.
thought about that for a while. I just didn't have TV. Should have known. I should have asked you. All right. We got 10 minutes left. I want to know. I might be able to get this to work. I don't know. I had some weird audio stuff before. Weird stuff happens in my audio test. I'm like, stuff will work perfectly fine, and then suddenly go bonkers on me. I had to switch out some cables. But I don't know, Keith. Are you interested in trying to do a 5-minute live spirit box? I can plug it. I see if we can get it going. So it's with the
Oh, Jason.
Yeah.
Just FYI, I got 2 more, and this is a different phone than the one I had with Justin. In the last 2 weeks, I've had 2 occasions, one talking to my dad and then one talking to somebody else where that voice came through again.
On app or?
No, on my phone.
Oh, you're getting phone calls again.
Well, it came through like when I was talking to Justin the one time. This last time I was talking to my dad, and I think the time before that I was talking to my brother.
Well, it's called her once before. Keith used to know the background on this. This all started when she got a phone call in the middle of the night, and this thing started talking to her when her son was living in this haunted house. It said it was her son calling her, but he was fast asleep and his phone was out in the other room. And we did an investigation, and on the investigation, I'm with her son, and she's out in her car, and we call her, and we don't hear anything on our end, but on her end, she hears.
Yeah, because I have Bluetooth in my car, and I had it coming through the Bluetooth.
So it's weird. She's been getting stuff, and then she'll be talking to people, and a voice starts coming through her phone. These spirits can definitely manipulate stuff on phones, I think, because ever since I started doing a little bit of this ITC experiments, what we're just about ready to do here, one episode, when I was getting ready to do, I planned on doing this experiment. I swear something was trying to get through my phone. Something was pulling up the screen and typing Z's and doing crazy stuff, and I wasn't touching my phone. I'm like on the show going, oh my God, my phone is going ballistically nuts.
Yeah, my phone will be sitting, on the table far away from me, and all of a sudden the voice activation comes on.
Right. I mean,
oh, that scared me.
I just wanted to say hi, guys. I've been watching the show.
I should have got you both on, actually. I didn't realize until right before the show, this is the same girl I saw on ITC Collective. I friended you. And then I figured out, oh yeah, that's got to be his girlfriend. I started watching all the Chill Seekers videos. So if we have another night, I'll get you both on. Yeah, screen or have her.
Just don't scare me again like that. I almost had a heart attack.
I had to show the bubble bath EVP. I was so very. That was my very first EVP session.
So freaking scared in that tub, man. All right, we're gonna try this. We're gonna try to see if I can get this. Now, if anything goes wrong, it's not the SCD one's fault. Judy has this crappy tablet that she's let me borrow, and it just does not like a lot of things, including the SCD one. So we have it crash and stuff. It's not the app's fault. So we're gonna try to give this a shot with my my rig portal device. Well, hopefully it doesn't do what it was doing to me earlier tonight. Get that pulled up.
Channels 20 now initiated. Channels 3340 now initiated. Channels 5260 now initiated. Channel 7380.
Right now the noise gate's off.
Now initiated.
Turn the noise gate on. All right, if there's anything I'd like to communicate, we only want positive, good spirits to come through, especially since I'm in my home. Can you tell us your name? Almost sounded like it said Steve Huff, but we know it's not Steve Huff. Can you tell us what this device is based off of?
Immediately. From the
Can you tell us who's all on the show right now?
and it's it'll make
Can you say one of our names?
We are Frank, you're
Sound like said Frank here.
Yeah, I heard that too.
I've been trying to get Frank Sumption to come through. Is that Frank? I heard that he said he would never come through a spirit box too. I don't know how true that is, but if he is, please.
Yeah.
Still trying to get Tesla to come back through too. Any founding fathers of ITC can come through. Frederick Jurgensen, are you there? I swear to God, it says Steve.
I've heard that 3 times, Steve.
Yeah.
He's got fans on the other side.
Okay, Broad. Call.
Can you guys hear me?
Thanks.
Said yes.
So,
Go ahead and ask some questions, Keith.
Where are you at right now?
Howdy. And listeners.
Heard something about listeners.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you with Judy right now? Judy or myself?
I thought I heard Judy actually. Oh, you're
Yeah, I
right.
did too.
Can you tell us? Do you need more? Do you like the reverb? Do you want more of it? Let me try with this extra reverb effect. Does that help communicate? We're going to be leaving soon. Got any final messages for us?
Heard yes 1.
Can you tell us what it's like where you're at? All right, we're gonna go. Can you say goodbye? It says goodbye. That's a
Goodbye.
did it again. It's done that on. I swear to God, it did that. Remember, Judy? We did the one episode we played, and I asked to say goodbye, and it says it.
Yep.
I see you're coming through.
Yeah. It just said yeah.
That is crazy. But that's my cheap portal device. I call it the digital portal.
Works pretty well though.
Yeah.
We've been testing it out at a couple investigations, and I'm planning on doing it. If you ever go, Keith, look up, and we're from LaPorte, Indiana, and I'm from Michigan, Indiana, which is in LaPorte County. back in the early 1900s, there's a woman called Belle Guinness, and she killed at least 40 or more people, men, in a kind of a fraud scheme where she would put an ad out, say a woman with farm needs husband, and she put it out, and these guys would come. She
also killed her children. Some of her children.
In the end, she ended up, when the family members started showing up, she ended up killing her children and faking her own death successfully. They really, the police ruled her dead, but most likely the evidence shows she did not die. And it might have ended up in California. There's one person they think she is. Later on, years later, same MO, got busted doing the same thing, and a lot of people said, no, that is Belle Guinness. Her name's Belle Guinness. We're going to be doing some experimentations at a property that the foundation is her original house, and I cannot wait to try this portal device out and get her to come through, because we've gotten responses through EVP and Spirit Box with her, and I'm really looking forward to doing that and showing that. And my fellow investigator Goot's got a great theory on that whole setup. So sometime check out Belle Guinness. You'll be seeing stuff from.
It's Guinness. If you look it up, it's Gunness.
Okay.
But it's 12:01. We're gonna have to end the show, sadly. Thank you so much, Keith, for coming on the show.
Yeah, thank you.
It was awesome. And like I said to the people, I know I talked about doing an open lines tonight and that, but it didn't happen. Like I said, when I found out I had Keith coming on, I was like, oh, wait, I don't think I'm going to be able to do open lines. I'm going to advertise it just in case, maybe we have time. But I knew when I started seeing all the great videos you got that we were going to have time for that. We had to show the stuff that you had going on with Chill Seekers and with Crystal. You guys are some great investigators. I love the stuff you're doing. Keep doing it. Subscribe to your channel, and I can't wait to see more of what you got coming out. You got anything upcoming?
Yeah, we're doing a residential home in about a week. So
very cool. And then you guys just did a episode or something you posted with Anthony Sanchez too. I was watching a little bit of before the show.
Yeah, we actually did that back in the springtime.
Oh, see, I just saw that, but yeah.
I think it was in April, but I just recently put it out because I had other things came up, and I ended up putting out the Tombstone thing, and then the couple episodes with Steve Huff before it. But yeah, I just put that one out recently.
I forgot I was going to play that video. I had that video somewhere in there of you guys with Steve Huff investigating. I forgot I wanted to show that too. That's really cool. It's my show. I want to show that really quick because you guys had some interesting stuff with Steve Huff. Let's go ahead and pull that up before we go. You cool with that?
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I am.
Let me find it. My YouTube feed likes to hide stuff from me. If you watch it,
I noticed it's like the videos kind of get shuffled around a little bit.
And I try to line them up in order, and it just goes all wonky on me. All right, let me see. Oh, here it is. Copper Queen in Bisbee, Arizona with Steve Huff. So you guys went down to Arizona to go meet him. Is that what happened?
Yeah, we all met up in Tombstone, and on the second day there, we just drove it's about a 20-minute drive, 30-minute drive to Bisbee, and we went into the Copper Queen and did some Ghost Box sessions.
All right, I'm going to play this, and then we'll end the show after this.
Steve Huff, Carissa, Rob Garcia, and
Queen Hotel in Bisbee, Arizona. We're so excited because today we have Steve Huff, Justin Spurrier, and Rob Garcia with us. Let's go inside and take a look.
Looks beautiful.
Aliens. Spaceships coming. Can you do that again? That's that one. It's almost like it's a real fast.
For anybody that doesn't know, if you had to watch Steve Huff's videos, he gets Billy a lot.
Yeah.
And other people are getting Billy too, so I don't know. But I thought that was interesting when I saw that. I was like, oh, there's Billy again.
Yeah. Slow it down. That's kind of cool. Say hi. Maybe we can get a hi.
We know you. We heard you. We know you. We know you. Yeah, that's kind of cool.
That's what that many words has come out of that box since we've been in this area.
What was that? That sounded cool. Yeah. But now we're going to turn on the white box.
Just a side note, the radio reception out there was horrible. There was not a lot of reception.
Yeah. But you're picking up stuff. Something's happening. You're getting some reception. Might not be radio.
Yeah.
I find it interesting that Billy was one of the first things that came through, though. Like I said, you see that on a lot of his posts. He gets this Billy guy that comes.
Yeah, and I was going to say, when we were out there investigating with Steve, we got Billy quite a few times, actually.
I find that so interesting that he's getting this Billy and what's the other one? Eva.
Yeah.
That seem to be common ones that he gets through. You know, if it was just radio, the chances of you getting those same names that many times are, you know, try to play those odds in Las Vegas. You know what I'm saying? It's not likely.
Switch up on it. Is anyone here with us? Who's here with us? Sounds weird.
Sounds like you're in Aliens.
You're kind of making jokes about that, too.
Yeah, I've never heard of something like that.
Hello?
Hello?
Billy again.
Who's this? We come as a friend, we come in peace, we just want to talk to you. You can come through this device. My battery's just about dead, so I'm going to save it and try this real quick.
I tell you, the man's got a fan base on the other side.
Right?
When I first started experimenting with my portal device, I swear to God, I said, who came up with this idea? And I didn't record any of this. It was like my first sound test, and it said Steve Huff. And I'm like, seriously?
Yeah, his name comes through a lot. You know what's funny is I'm gonna put together a compilation video. I was just thinking about this earlier today, where I've been getting my name coming through a lot.
Some of these videos we played, your name came through very clearly, especially the first one on the Vocubus. I mean, geez.
Yeah, I mean, it's come through on several different ghost boxes and devices and stuff. So I was just thinking about that earlier. I'm like, I'm just gonna put a compilation together because it's happened so often. But I also get Steve Huff a lot too, and his name comes through all the time. It seems like.
Reviewing my one of the last times I did the portal test, I actually was finding my name come through quite a bit too.
Yeah, they can learn who you are. I've come to notice that they'll learn your name and who you are, and you'll start getting your name coming through a lot.
Yeah, like they're like, "Hello, pay attention to me. I'll call your name out."
Yeah,
that almost like said Steve.
It did. I just thought that right as I stopped recording too.
That's very cool. You got to meet him, and you guys got to do that together.
Yeah, it was cool. Wait, I mean, I don't know for sure, but we're planning probably in the fall. We'll probably meet up again, do another investigation or something.
Can't wait to see that. It's awesome. I like Todd to be here. He'd be like, "Oh, you damn Steve Huff fanboy." This is like, I'm not going to get into all the drama out there that's been going on with, the different paranormal fighting going on and all that. But, he's got his critics and stuff. You know what? I will defend him on this. Sorry, there's a bug flying around me. It's driving me nuts. But I will defend him on this. You never see him coming out talking negative about somebody, unless he's out to defend himself. But, he keeps things pretty positive. So, and out of everybody, he's the only one doing the stuff I've thought about trying to do. The stuff that I want to see try to be done, especially when it comes along the line, the portal. So that's why call me a Huff fanboy. I don't care, whatever. I like the stuff that he's trying to do. I like the portal. And really quick, I was going to mention this to you, and I forgot. I know we're getting over my show time, but it's my show. Well, did you see George Brown, the creator of the GeoBox, is going to release how the schematics, how to build one?
Yeah, I just saw that actually right before I came on the show when I was making was posting it on Facebook and I saw that. I was like, wow, that's interesting.
Oh my god, I cannot wait. I'm like, know what's inside there. You know, I can't afford the $800 to buy one. If I would be buying one, Judy, do not go out and buy a Geo box.
That I won't be doing. I already looked up the prices on those.
Yeah, those are really expensive, but they're nice. They're beautiful boxes, and the stuff that comes through there is incredible. So I'm super interested to know what he's built into that. I remember Steve says saying it was a crazy wire mess on the inside of it. Yeah. But you know, this is a guy in his garage building these. You know, he came up with this beautiful box, but on the inside, God knows what he's got wired on in there. So I can't wait to see diagrams of that.
I mean, it's got a lot going on with that box too. I mean, everything from multiple radios and crystal antennas and reverb, and there's a lot of stuff going on with that box.
Oh, it's
a lot of people.
Crazy. Yeah. The results are crazy on that thing, man. They're really interesting results coming out of that Geobox. I started right when he was coming out with the portal. I started seeing the videos about the Geobox and stuff, not just from Steve, but from a couple other people that had gotten their hands on it. And I'm like, this thing's really interesting. I'm like, oh, let me go see how much it is. I'm like, oh no. I can't afford one of those, you know, but you know, the guy, you know, it's not like he's trying to make, you know, a lot of money off this. He's got to buy all the equipment and his time and put it together. So, you know, it's not cheap sometimes.
They're beautifully made ghost boxes. I mean, some of the best looking ones.
And he's carving the wood and everything. If you know, Steve's posted the pictures of them being built in the process, and he puts a lot of work into those boxes. That's why they're so expensive. But they're beautiful. Beautiful, and if you're, you know, somebody's got them dime and to pay for it, and you want to try it, I mean, go for it. I'm not recommending you do it, but you know, it's very interesting. All right, well, thank you, Keith. I hope to have you on again, and maybe, like I said, next time let's get Chris on here with you.
Yeah, we love.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And talk about some more. I'm sure you're gonna have some more investigations before you come back on here. I can always do. If you send me MP3 files and stuff, I have a whole palette thing here. I can play EVPs and stuff. If you got EVPs you want to play in that, I have that whole capability. I've had a couple shows where I've done my own EVPs. I played in that. So if you ever want to present evidence through my system to get the best sound quality, just let me know. And easily I can show any of your videos if you just do it yourself and have the video ready to go for an EVP. So, you know, it's easy. That's the nice thing about this format. I can show photos, videos, and audio. So
yeah, it's really cool. Yeah.
So thank you again. Hope to have you on soon. Next week I'm going to have so far so good. Krista Fleck from the Horsefly Chronicles, and hopefully Phil Syracuse will be with her to talk about their demonic haunting experience.
I did buy that book, Jason.
God, Judy.
Hey, it's on my Kindle. It's cheap.
I was going
to read it so I know what's going on with it.
I want to buy it. Get my damn Kindle charged. The battery is like so dead. I don't know if it's ever coming. But if I ever get that damn battery charged, I plan on buying it. It's not a very expensive book, but it sounds like a very interesting story. So next Sunday, hopefully, we're going to have Krista Fleck and Phil Syracuse on to talk about that. Have you started reading the book?
No, not yet. Just got it.
It sounds very interesting. I've listened to some of her previous interviews, and I just watched they just did the other night a live broadcast using Google Hangouts like this on their investigation. And they were doing, it sounded like they were using the Vocubus on their investigation. I swear, I got to ask her if that's what they were using, because it sounded like that on one part of the investigation they were using that. They were using the Ovilus too, and I think it spit out Demon a couple times, but but they got some crazy stuff, and she's a very interesting investigator. She actually lived in the house for 4 months to try to figure out what was going on. That's a very hands-on approach. So I'm very interested to have her on. So next Sunday, 10 p.m. to midnight. Hopefully, Chris Fleck, Phil Syracuse, everything goes well. We'll have them on. Thank you, Keith. You were a great guest. I love having your evidence on here. Anytime you want to come on.
Thank you, Keith.
Yeah, even if you want to come on a show, you've seen a topic, you want to just get on the panel, because I have multiple investigators on my panel at times. You're welcome to come on. Just give me a shout out on a messenger, and I'll send you an invite.
Cool. Thanks.
All right, man. Talk to you later. All right, guys. Going to end the show with my usual song, Last Request from my old band, Interstate. We'll see you next Sunday. Tune in.
Bye-bye.
Check me out on Facebook. You can find me just under Jason Bland, and then you can find Midwest Paranormal on Facebook. Like us and join us there. And there's also a Midwest Paranormal Soup page, and then there's MWPParanormalSoup.com. MWPParanormalSoup.com. That's the website. And then subscribe on YouTube to me. That way you know when I'm coming up with another episode. Thank you guys. Have a great night. See you next Sunday.
Hold the hand and pray. All my thoughts of place. Am I still awake? When you get the time, leave your soul behind. All the signs of life. Am I still gonna way where silence holds the day. Just know witness where the living am I on my when times are still, my past goes on their will. Never found my fill of broken
Thank you for listening. Like I said, next week, next Sunday, 10 p.m. to midnight Central Time, going to have Krista Fleck on, Phil Syracuse of the Horsefly Chronicles, and we're going to talk about their experience with a demonic haunting. Cannot wait. Tune in then, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.